Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 All-Rounder episode number 39. We're just under 40k to go in this race. Not a major one on the calendar, but there are some decent sprinters here as we go into the final 25k. I do fortunately have a +4 race day condition, giving me a 72.70 on the sprint, the flat at an outstanding 82. Stamina and resistance are high, so where a lot of riders are showing signs of fatigue right now as we bring in the large breakaway. There were 12 riders. The last 11 are still there, but just about to be reeled in. But there's only 14k now, so the fatigue exists throughout the field. And a lot of these guys are not going to get a chance to recover. Millier is okay. Let's see how he is. Didn't get the full view on it, but we tried. Okay, one last rider is 25 seconds out. Hopefully they continue to chase and make sure that he doesn't just go off and win this race. I am a puncher today. No expectations on position. I do think I'm going to be capable of getting a top 10. I do have Plankart and Coolin. Where are they? Way too far behind. Shoot. A little late on that one. Am I getting distracted to say hello? Well, at least I can say hello. Hello, everybody. Meanwhile, in real life, we got the Tour de France ongoing. It's been an exciting one so far. At the time of recording, I'm in the middle of watching Stage 3. It is on pause right now. And so I don't know quite what has happened in the stage other than who's in the break. Perez and Cosnefroy fighting for KOM points. Outside of that, not much of an idea as to what's up yet. I lost Plankart, so I only have Coolin, and with 4.5k to go, it is time to swap the order and get him moving. Probably at a 93. There we go. Makes a nice move there. Will get me out front without wasting my energy. I like that. Oh, no. You're not Danny Van Poppel. I lost Coolin. That's why it did that. Great. Plankart dropped from the group. We lost contact with him. So the sprinter, who is really low rating, by the way, he now gets Coolin. He's right there, but he's not actually going to end up helping him. He was helping me. That was more useful. Row just crashed. Final kilometer, little bit of a punchiness to this one. I've got my top 10. So he is better off. He is a better sprinter than I am. He's just really low rated. Halverson takes the win ahead of Millier, and then Joseph. I don't get top 10. I get 12th. Still not a bad result, considering those are all sprinters at the top, and I am not a sprinter. I just have a little bit of pace to me compared to most of the riders in the field. Looks like I only had about 20 meters of sprint left in me, so timing's certainly not bad. Position would have been better if Coolin would have continued to lead me out that little bit longer. Even if I had 500 meters more, I would have been a bike length, 2 bike lengths better off, and using my own energy that much later, attacking alone through those final few kilometers.
Now for the best moments of the day.
Set by fate. Just to 0 on the race day condition as we take a 7-kilometer prologue. Stage 1 of 5 at the Sibiu. Totally flat. And as we set off on this one, I start with disappointment. Disappointment in Timo Rusin. my teammate, who is in second place, less than a second from having the lead of this race. Now, I'm disappointed because he finished with his yellow bar all the way up to the heart. He had a +4 race day condition and easily could have gotten that one more second. It should be in the race lead as we approach the finish on this one. I can see why there's a little bit extra at the end, but there we go. We get it all the way to the finish. 16 seconds off the pace, 26th position. We've already got the exceptional objective for the day by working the 25 plus 7 kilometers at the front and beyond. Peloton just now back together. The break was just reeled in moments ago. And there are now just 59 riders, 60 riders left in Peloton. And if you look up and down the team, our team leader, Luke Rowe, struggling. Arnsman, the Days team leader, struggling. Rusin and I, Plankart, the only ones doing okay. And a lot of riders are getting dropped because of the intensity of the pace, of the climbs. That big Cat 1 we had, I intentionally, well, I didn't want to be dropped, but I intentionally kept my pace low enough that I drifted backwards to the point where I ended up getting dropped, but only just. And my group easily caught back up, and I came out of that with no energy burnt, where everybody else came out tired. And the pace now, and the undulation now, has done a little damage to me, unlike the previous, but looking pretty good. Now, there's a few second bonus here. 2.9K. I am interested in this.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
Yes, there are seconds involved. So 1 kilometer. Okay, somebody's going for it. Let's go gently for it. Take 2 seconds. We lost 23 seconds on the on the prologue. Sorry, it's been a long day.
10 kilometers
Our new employee for the daycare started today, and I got her through a lot of the trainings that were necessary. Okay, downhill descent. If I'm there, I don't need to be winning this or anything, but if I'm there, I can attack the descent and maybe go for a win.
There's a growing list of riders left behind.
Just 24 riders, now just 3 riders chasing 1, but I do not have much left. Need some help. Who do we have here? Chavez, Osorio, and Patili? I don't know Patili, but Chavez, Esteban Chavez, is a heck of a talent. Gel's already kicked in. We got 20 seconds over a small peloton. Are they working? They're working. 3.7. Still 20 seconds, so the gap's holding. I would very much like to go downhill aero and acrobatic. 1.5K. 1K, sprint. Sprint it out. Can we get second place here? Not going to get the win today, but we're going to hang on for second place. Excellent result. It's going to come with another 6-second time bonus, and there should be a gap given, right? Should be. Sorio and Chavez, excellent talents. Okay, Patili, yeah, I remember him now. And he is decent climber. All of those guys are. Clark, Costa, from Mark, Swift. Paulus is here. Strong talents. And I just claimed second place. And you can see yellow bar is blanked, red bar down to that last little bit, so timing was good. Not a win, but damn good result. It's a short stage today, so it's throwing things off a little bit. One, the pace is a lot higher, so I'm having to work harder to reach the objective for the day. We've already hit that, but let's get to the exceptional. Just 5 kilometers is a quarter of the overall, so there you go. There's that 125%. Okay, job done. 9 riders, 2.5 minutes ahead. got that to deal with. It's one big climb, which is going to be tough for me. I won't fare too well with that. I do have a good, not great, but good race day condition. That +2, the stamina resistance, are tolerable as a result. Flat, of course, is really good, but the mountain, 71 with a 73 hill, yeah, that won't do much. But looking at the field, looking at who's here, there aren't any top climbers. Osorio is definitely one of the best climbers here. Chavez, certainly. But ratings-wise, we're talking about 74s, 75s are the favorites. So at a 71, that might hang in there a little bit. That last stage, it was good because only 24 riders were left at the finish, so a lot of people lost time. Moved me up to 8th. Bad news, though, I'm not sitting second overall like I should be. The 4 riders who were properly away, we didn't get the bonus. Patili he got 10 seconds, but he was 39 seconds ahead of the pack. He didn't get that gap. My group were, I don't know, 8-10 seconds behind him, maybe 12, 15. I don't know exactly where we came in at. I was focused on the finish, but we weren't far behind him. The chasers were 39 seconds back. That's a significant gap, and it didn't happen at the last moment. So very surprised that on a punchy stage that the gap wasn't given. But it happens. Without the gap given, we are where we are with that result. It was still a solid second place, and the team was still quite happy. So I'll take it. Take what I can get. I don't think I'm going to be there at the finish line for this one. I don't expect. I really am actually a bit concerned about the 9 riders who are away. They've got a pretty sizable gap. Siskevicius could be a little bit of a threat to that, more of a sprinting type, but Siskevicius is decent. Best on time of those. Alright, we better prepare ourselves. 22k to go. No support for this one, so I'm totally on my own. 20 kilometers and we're just about to start the climb, so it is quite lengthy. Here we go. Officially, things are going to ramp up a lot more than they are right now, but we are already starting to go up. Anytime under that 3 is good for us. We're at 2.6 right now. That keeps that flat rating, but bam, there we go. 10 for a moment. Okay. Set to an 80 is good. I'll drift backwards. 15 kilometers. As long as I don't drift back too quickly. Man, oh man, words. Ugh, long day, long day. Speaking of long day, I'm in for a long day here if I don't stay up. But things are going to ease off for a little bit here.
The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic
there we go.
pace.
Okay, let's speed up for a little bit.
There's now just 10
Manage
kilometers
that
left.
gap, get back forward a little. It's not like I'm going to recover.
With the breakaway.
If I can regain some position before things get steep once again. We'll try to back off again. So we're down to 9k now. Okay. Now's that time to back off again. So 78.
And he spurts away from the group. He's going for
and
victory.
we'll gel up. 85 still in the peloton. This is where I'm going to get a little bit in trouble. Steep section. Drifted back a lot faster than before because I don't have the energy to fight this too hard. A lot of my team there ahead of me, and there we go. I've been split off. Good 40 riders in front of me.
Things are hotting up at the front.
And we're out of energy. Still 3.5k. Holy cow. It's a lot further than it looked. Jolie, Garcia, Kukri. Osorio took 4th. Palos 6th. Quinn 8th. Fellini 11th. A few of these guys should have been much higher.
Here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
But again, not an outstanding group of climbers, but definitely a notch above where I was. Were these 3 left over from the break? I think they might have been. I finished in 57th, 5.5 minutes behind. So, say farewell to our strong position. 23rd, actually. That's still not that bad. We're still in the top 25. 2 stages still to go, and generally I'd be able to find the time to make that happen. But it has been a long day. I'm a little bit at a loss for words. But I will find a few words before we end this one. We'll finish this up next time. I am Decathlon Gamer. Be sure to hit that like button, but not just those words. Tour de France. Christophe, that was a surprising win. It was good. It was really good. Alaphilippe on stage 2. It's a no-brainer. That guy is such a phenomenal talent. Adam Yates bridging that gap and joining them made that happen, though. They would have been caught if he was not in that group, especially with the third rider being Mark Hershey, 23. He sat on a lot. He did not contribute much. What was impressive about him, though, was that finish. If he hadn't lost the wheel when Alaphilippe first started that sprint, Hershey would have won because he was coming hard and fast, and it is really difficult to beat Alaphilippe in a sprint, even if they've been out front for 14K riding, and he's done most of that riding. I mean, he did a good 9 kilometers of the 14 at the front. Yates probably did the other 4 of the other 5. I mean, Hershey spent very little time on front, and he was there for all 14. Yates joined late and had to bridge that gap alone and had to ride pretty hard to do so. So I think Yates made it happen. And Yates, I expected Yates to be second. I expected Hershey to be third, but he conserved a lot of energy, so it doesn't surprise me too much. But I haven't seen him sprint quite like that before, so that was impressive. But the words that I really wanted to get into actually was something brought up in the comments on a career mode episode about the tour, and I kind of made a connection based off of that. That I'm now starting to consider. I made my predictions on a career mode episode, and I was saying that I do believe that Bernal is going to claim it ahead of Roglic, and then one oddball maybe fighting for the podium, but otherwise it was likely going to be Carapaz and Dumoulin, somewhere between 3 and 5, the both of them. I'm starting to reconsider, and I don't know where I'm at on this yet. My reconsideration is the weather. I hadn't given the weather any thought for the Tour de France, but they're starting so late. It's the end of August. We're already pushing into September, and it is France. There is a good chance that the weather could impact this way more than we are used to seeing. All those crashes on stage, there's going to be a lot of rain. There's going to be a lot of rain in this race. There's going to be some cold stages. There's going to be some really cold climbs. Is a Colombian rider like Bernal going to suffer under those conditions? He might. He just might. That's my ending thought. I'm going to give it a little more thought. And why don't you give it some thought too, and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are of the weather. And let's have a little discussion, and maybe I'll revise my predictions before it's too late. Like I said, I'm still in the middle of stage 3, so I don't know what's happened with that just yet. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.